Hey, all you cool cats and kittens. Welcome to another episode of This Is Not a Snow Day. What episode, you ask? I'm glad you did. 12. An even dozen episodes we've done here on day 19. Mr. Roger Sweater. Homage to Fred. What would he say about all this? And here we are. So thanks so much for joining me. As always, please subscribe down below. Love the thumbs up, but I also love the comments. They've really helped me kind of formulate what we're doing here each day and hopefully help give you some helpful hints here in these uncertain times. So I want to talk to you a little bit about some of the things that I am seeing both directly in feedback in my own life here as a parent and a teacher, as well as things that I'm seeing on various social media platforms. And that is that this is getting really challenging to sometimes get our young learners and ourselves to focus. There's a lot of reasons for this. One of this is what we call boredom. That there's not a lot of variance in our schedules, and that's wearing on young people and old people alike. Part of it is this is very emotionally hard, and so there is a level of, for lack of a better term, although this is a strong one, trauma that's happening here with loss of experience, of connection, of opportunity, of things that we were looking forward to. And our young friends might be acting out. And this might be something simple like not behaving, not listening, running around. It might be more dramatic, like tearing off a diaper. These are all things that I have heard and seen. Chasing a sibling around with a hockey stick, refusing to get dressed, just this general pushback. And in education, what we often talk about as teachers is, well, that child's looking for some attention. They're looking for something they're not getting, and they found a way to get attention, and now they're going to kind of keep pressing that button as long as we keep giving them the stimulus they're looking for, which is some attention. Now, a much, much more talented teacher than me, my wife, who's a 5th grade teacher and amazing, has helped me see a switch there, which is the kid's not necessarily looking for attention. They're looking for connection. And so I'd love to frame a lot of what we might be seeing at home with all of the people in your house, not just our small friends, that some of this behavior might be people seeking out connection. And so they act out to get that attention, and then they're not always sure what to do with it or even what they want. This is something that we can address. And what we would often do with a student who's looking for this kind of connection is give them a special job or really love them up. We talk about that expression a lot in education. We got to love that kid up. We got to give them some love, give them some stakes. And so what might be a great thing to do here in the 3-week mark is to love up that learner or that person in your life in a way that's going to feel different. What does that look like if you're only in 700, 800, 2,000 square feet? Well, it might be a special meal. It might be that you pull that person aside and you guys have a meal. Maybe it's a special food if that's something that you can make available. But even if you were to do it in a special space, we're gonna go eat on the porch, just you and I. Hey, can you and I sit and watch this? Or I want to watch that thing with you. Or maybe it's one-on-one instruction, but maybe it's not. Maybe it's just simply trying to meet that connection. Doing something, hey, what are you going to wear tomorrow? I'm going to wear that too. Let's wear matching outfits tomorrow. Really giving them that one-on-one. And this might be, if you've got multiple learners in the house, maybe you try a stagger schedule where I'm going to really spend this first hour with learner A and over here learner B. And some of our most independent kids who might seem like they're doing fine and going off, they need our connection and attention too. So I want to encourage you to maybe reframe some of the behavior you're seeing. Even with partners and humans at home, maybe we need to do a separate dinner over here, or we need to have a cocktail hour, even if it's just with water and juice. Although I highly recommend adding something to the water and juice. To just reframe it as opposed to like, oh, they're driving me crazy. You're like, they won't listen until, hey, they're really seeking some connection and looking at a way you can make that connection. Another thing you could do, this might be related to this, is a simple activity, and I saw a lot of jokey memes about it, and I didn't love them. It's like, hey, tell your kids it's a fire drill, and have everybody run outside and then lock the door. I get it. This is hard. This is super hard. There have definitely been classes in my educational life where when we had a fire drill and I missed 20 minutes of that hour, I was like, yes. And I'm sure they felt the same way. This might be a great time to plan your fire safety routes. Have you ever talked about where to go in a hurricane or a tornado or a fire or a flood, depending on what's appropriate for your region? I don't necessarily think this is another thing to make kids worry. I think it's a thing they can own and you can practice. You could time it. You could chart it. You could talk about where to go and how to be safe, because these are the kinds of things that if we don't plan for, we won't be prepared if the unthinkable happens. And what we have right now is time. So try to reframe some of that unpleasant action into a seeking for connection and see if you can meet that connection. And look to yourself as well. You might be looking for some connection. We are social animals, and we are all connected. This virus has shown us this. Maybe this is a way we can actively work on our connections in a way that's going to feed us and help us manage through some of the things that are happening in the world. Lastly, I'm wearing a t-shirt from one of my favorite restaurants in the world, a place called Sister Pie, a little bakery in West Village, Detroit. They are open for carryout, as well as selling their merch and even selling some of their ingredients. I will always plug Sister Pie because they're an amazing local business. But I also think that there's amazing local businesses near you that could really use some support. So again, I want to say, if you've ever wanted that t-shirt or hat or apron or cookbook, hit them up. Hit up whoever that is in your neighborhood who's made you happy, your go-to Friday night spot. They could really use some support right now, and be really clear about how you're reaching out and helping with your young learners to help. Charity begins at home. It's an old saying. These are modern times. But it would be great for you to try and communicate to them, hey, we're going to do this, or we're going to buy our eggs here, or I'm trying to see if we can get this delivered because we want to take care of our people in the service industry because they take care of us. And maybe even including your learners. What are some of your favorite restaurants? I know big corporations are going to feel this, but they're also probably going to be easier to recover than our small locally owned businesses and restaurants. So please check their Instagram pages, check their social media, see if you can help them out in any way, shape, or form, because they're important parts of our community. You're an important part of your learning community. Please take care of yourself, wash your hands, subscribe, like, comment. This is not a snow day. And whatever this is, we can continue to get through it. Keep making those connections. Take care of yourself and others. Thanks for watching.